Well, when I started to think about the whole idea of religious teachings about evolution, about creation, and so forth, one of my colleagues at Brown University, actually a rabbi, Alan Flam, who's the rabbi at Hillel House, told me I had to read St. Augustine. And I looked at Alan in the face and I said, Alan, excuse me, you're Jewish. Why are you telling me to read a Christian writer? And he said, because Augustine was very conversant with rabbinical scholarship on the book of Genesis. He was probably the best informed of all the early Christian writers of the real meaning of that text in Hebrew, and he wrote a book about it called On the Literal Meaning of Genesis. And Augustine wrote this book in 411 AD. And in this book, which is just an extraordinary document, he warned believers against taking Genesis as a book that would tell them, and these are almost his words, about the kinds of stars and planets, about the nature of animals and plants, about the types of rocks and soils. And the reason he warned them against using Genesis to make conclusions about that is he said a non-believer can confirm or deny these things for themselves. And if the non-believer, he called them infidels, if the non-believer sees that you're wrong on matters of biology or geology or astronomy, which he might, and concludes that that's what Scripture means, the non-believer will reject the real message of Scripture, which is the message of salvation. So Augustine warned people, and this is 1,500 years almost before Charles Darwin, not to take Genesis as a book of science. And I think Augustine was spot on about that.